I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
He's got the information they need.
Give us that plate number.
Made me a cop.
What? They've got the job he wants.
I always wanted one of these.
Now,
Get in the car.
I can't see.
Raise your butt up.
he's just got to grow into it.
Let's get a warrant and ransack the place.
Burt Reynolds.
That was just like Miami Vice.
And introducing Norman D. Golden II, cop and a half.
I'm your worst nightmare. An 8-year-old with the badge.
Rated PG. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another review, and there's another paid request, this time from Devon. If anyone wants to send in requests of reviews or something else, topics, reactions, could be reviews of a movie or some other, pretty much any type of stuff. You just send a request either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. But Devon wanted me to talk about Cop and a Half. And you know what? I never hated this movie. I mean, so I guess it's me and Roger Ebert that didn't hate this. I didn't love it as much as Roger Ebert did, but I always thought it was kind of a harmless time waster. Maybe watch it again. It's like I miss Burt Reynolds, and I mean, it's not a great movie, but I probably watch this over. Sadly, I'd probably watch over Smokey and the Bandit 2, or his cameo in Smokey and the Bandit 3. But I mean, it doesn't equal the heights of Hooper and the first Smokey and the Bandit, the Cannibal Run films I would put above this. But I didn't mind, for a goofy kids film, which is what it's intended to be, directed by Henry Winkler, the Fonz himself, which would be interesting. It'd be interesting to see an interview with Henry Winkler about this. Would have been nice. And I did not mind, what's the kid's name? Norman D. Golden II. I didn't mind him. It is like he tried to be like a PG Axel Foley. That's kind of what it reminded me of. If Axel Foley was a kid and he didn't, that's kind of what they were going for with that. I mean, there's even a point where he almost does the line from 48 Hours. But instead he goes, I'm your worst nightmare. I'm an 8-year-old with a badge. Which makes sense why the kid didn't say, more than that. Because you watch 48 Hours, yeah, there's a couple lines of dialogue, not yet. Anyway. Now, for what I understand, this is what it says on IMDb, so I don't know how true it is. But apparently the initial idea was that it was going to be Macaulay Culkin as the kid and Kurt Russell as the cop. And that would have been interesting to see. Because Macaulay Culkin, at the height of his success from Home Alone 1 and 2. I think instead he would want to do the Good Son, I believe, which I do like that movie. And then Kurt Russell, I mean, it's Kurt fucking Russell. So we didn't get that, but we got this. And I just, because like the lead kid did not annoy me. He's a kid who really wants to be a cop. He has these toys and water pistols, and he definitely has an attitude to him. I just see why like Roger Ebert was really gung-ho about the kid. I thought, this kid's not that bad, and he didn't really do a whole lot afterward too. I'm like, I've seen a lot worse kid actors than this. A lot worse. I mean, I hate to say it, the kid from Jingle All the Way that went on to do The Phantom Menace. I know he went through bad times. I'm sorry about that. I'm just saying that's the kid, when I think of a bad kid actor, that's the kid from The Phantom Menace comes to mind. I'm sorry. And Burt Reynolds, yeah, okay, the plot of the film, the kid, like I say, he's really adamant on being a cop, even though he's like 8 years old. He lives with his grandmother, played by Ruby Dee, who was in Stephen King's The Stand. She was in other stuff. And this is a kid that loves watching Miami Vice, and he tries to take on bullies, but he gets his head swirled into the toilet. One thing leads to another, he witnessed a crime. He witnesses a murder. And so the cops go, okay, you have evidence. You have this license plate. Tell us what it is. The kid goes, I'll tell you the info if I could be a cop. And they don't want to do it, but ultimately the police captain or whatever, she says, Burt, you don't take this kid for a ride, and you don't like it. Tough shit. And then it's trying to be, I guess, sort of a parody of buddy cop films, which I don't mind the idea. Yes, it's very silly. But you're talking to a guy that loves the Ninja Turtles, and that's a silly idea too, but I enjoy it. If it's done the right way, I love Weekend at Bernie's. That's a silly idea. To bring a fucking dead body around, and it doesn't stink, and it didn't shit his pants. But I love Weekend at Bernie's. Now, this movie's down the level of Weekend at Bernie's for me, but I'm just saying it may be a silly idea. That doesn't automatically mean bad movie for me. Unless it's just a horrible fucking made film like Disaster Movie and those bullshit comedies. And Burt Reynolds, yeah, most of his performance is just being angry and yelling. But I still enjoyed his performance. Again, maybe because I miss Burt Reynolds. I did like Burt Reynolds as an actor. I know there's still quite a few of his films I have not seen, because I don't have them. They're hard to get because when Burt Reynolds passed away, a lot of people bought them up, so they're now a bit more expensive. And I don't know if I would like them, so it's hard to take the plunge. But I do miss Burt Reynolds, and I do think, like I said, he was talented. And it sucks because back in the day, he did that film with Clint Eastwood called City Heat, which really fucked him up. Just for people who don't know, Burt Reynolds in City Heat with Clint Eastwood, there's a scene where someone's supposed to hit him with a chair, and they had a breakaway chair. But the guy fucked up, and he picked up the wrong chair, so when it hit Burt Reynolds, it fucked up his jaw badly. Where he could not work for years. For years he was losing weight. People thought he had AIDS because of the weight loss. And then that was the time where, oh, if you have AIDS, you're a persona non grata. Get away from me. Either A, because they were homophobic and they thought you were gay, or B, oh my god, if I'm near him, I'm going to die. I'll catch, because people didn't know what the fuck AIDS were, they didn't know how it worked. And Burt's like, no, I don't have AIDS, it's because of this. And but oh yeah, right. So it hurt his career. He didn't get jobs as much. I think that was what, 84? City Heat came out, and then the film was a piece of shit, and to me, one of Burt Reynolds' worst films. Sad to say. I mean, it's Burt Reynolds and Clint Eastwood, and it sucked. Just, I don't... Fuck, what happened? And so, I think it had been a few years since he had been in a film. Maybe 3 or 4 years. And then after this, he was in that film Striptease with Demi Moore, which I remember not minding the film. I liked it a lot more than Showgirls, but it's sad that that happened. I mean, I'm looking over there and I see, Smoking the Bandit, Hooper, Cannonball Run 2, Sharky's Machine I reviewed. I liked that one. But, I mean, I'm not a fan of Deliverance. I'm sorry, I just prefer Southern Comfort. I prefer Rituals, among others. But Burt wasn't the problem with that. So I didn't... Maybe it's a mixture just missing Burt Reynolds and liking him. But, yeah, he's yelling a lot. But I did enjoy his performance. I thought he worked well with the kid. I thought they had fun back and forth with each other. Burt, the first that we see him, he's chasing the suspect. He's fighting the guy. Oh, I broke the nose. I guess I gotta fix it. He puts his hands on it. He's like, oh, hey, look, I fixed his nose. The bad guy... The bad guy seems familiar. I don't know who the hell he was, though. Like, he seems familiar. I should have fucking looked it up. Damn it. Now, I'm curious now. I know I've seen this guy before. Just the quirky thing about the bad guys, that when he pops up, he likes to sing. Like, he first pops up, he's like, I'm a wanderer. I like to wander around, 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 around. Like, he thinks of himself as a good singer, but he's really shitty. And I don't know, I don't think the actor was bad. It's just, I'm not sure about that quirk for your villain, even for a kid's film. It's like, I don't know about that. Let's see. Is it Ray Sharkey? Is that his name? I think that's what I'm thinking of, Ray Sharkey. Yeah. In his final film. Which is too bad. Yeah, it's Ray Sharkey. Yeah, he passed away the same year, in age 40. June 1993. That's too bad. I guess he was ill. I think he died of HIV, sadly. He was in... Oh, he was in Wise Guys. Relentless 2, which I didn't see. Paradise Alley. Some Kind of Hero with Richard Pryor. I haven't seen too much stuff that he's been in, but again, acting-wise, I thought he did fine. I did the whole singing bit. I don't know if you needed that for the character. Anyway, again, when Burt's working with the kid, and I thought Burt has some funny lines, like when the captain's trying to get him to take it, it's like, no, I'm not doing this. I don't like kids, they don't like me, you can't have any fun with the kid, you take the kid to a bar, he has one drink, he falls off the stool. Moments like that I thought were rather fun, and I thought it went at a good pace. And again, do all the jokes work? No. Is it a finely tuned script? No. You know, Burt Reynolds has this thing that he hates to run, and but at the same time, there are moments that made me chuckle. I mentioned, you know, some from Burt, some interactions where they're looking for some guy named Bobo, and the kids are, well, how many Bobos are there? And just the way Burt goes, you better pray just one. Just the way he said that, it did make me chuckle. The action, it's not a wall-to-wall action, but there's some decent stunt work. There's a part where Burt's character saves the kid, and you see the character get the kid, probably like a little person for stuntman. Right as the car comes by them, is again pretty decent stunt. Later on, there's some stuff with motorcycles and speedboats, which aren't too bad. I thought there's a fun scene at a bar where he takes the kid, and the bartender says, hey now, that's not a 48-year-old midget. Okay, get him out of there. But he's got to keep the kid there. And just the fight that he goes in where there's this woman, and the kid's like, you can't hit a woman. So Burt just body slams her. You see, I didn't hit her. And he's like jumping on a pile of guys and just back and forth. I mean, it was a movie that was, at the very least, an easygoing time waster. Because I liked the two main leads. I think that definitely helps a lot in this kind of film. And it didn't have a lot of fart jokes or piss jokes or that kind of humor that if you did this film today, it probably would have that more bathroom humor. And yes, there's stuff that's silly, that's meant for kids to laugh. There's a point where the kid is in school recess. There's a bunch of other kids. He gets their help. So the kids are throwing like Twinkies. You see like a POV of the Twinkie hit the bad guys. And then that's meant more for kids. Not really for older folks. It's like, okay, whatever. You also could tell, maybe because of that injury from back in the day or just from old age, that Burt couldn't really move as well. Which part of me wonders if that's one of the reasons why they put the whole, I don't like to run. Because like Burt didn't have as much step in him compared to back in the day. Again, that whether that was old age or injuries or both, I'm not sure. Yeah, there's some stuff in the script. Like the kid will be smart when Ray Sharkey, the bad guy, arrives and the kid noses the guy's shoes. And so, on a smart, they're on his feet going, no, I didn't see his face. In fact, the police, they were mad because I wasted their time. And then the guy's like, oh, okay, cool, you know. But as soon as he leaves, then the kid's like, I'm going, what? That's just kind of lazy screenwriting. Like, you make him cool as a cucumber, but then as soon as the guy leaves, you have the kid scream, so then the guy goes, oh yeah, he did recognize me, now I'm going to kill the kid. I think there's a bit stronger writing you could have had in that. Or, oh yeah, these guys are so stupid, they left this kid where there was a fucking phone. Because we have some way for him to reach the cops. Not maybe him using his wits to get from point A to point B. No. Oh, they just left him in a room with a phone. Because the henchmen are that stupid. It's like, I don't know. Like I said, there's some lazy parts of the script with that. But like I said, I think it went at a good enough pace. It's weird saying this, but it had... When I say it's a good-looking film, what I mean by that is it is a film that seems like a film. It doesn't seem like a cheap direct-to-video movie. I know that's really not much for praise, but sometimes that is refreshing. You see a little bit of money on the screen. Because I know there's a in-name only sequel to this with Lou Diamond Phillips for some reason. Because, yeah, you had to bank on Cop and a Half for your direct-to-video sequel in name only. You're banking on a movie that no one remembers, and if they did, most people hated, except Roger Ebert and I guess me. So, like I said, the cast do their jobs fine. I miss Burt Reynolds. I liked him in the role. He was fun. Over the top, but fun over the top. The kid, I did not think he was annoying or irritating. I thought, I just see why they would want a Macaulay Culkin at first, because kind of like Kevin McAllister, this is a kid that would talk more like an adult than a kid. He would talk smarter than usually a kid would at that age, and that made it a bit more palatable, a lot less cringe-inducing as an adult. It wasn't a kid going, you know. It was a kid, again, talking, I don't want to say how we would talk as adults, but again, not being annoying, you know, that type of shit. So, which was nice. So it's not irritating. It's not, I want to take the kid and kick him through a fucking field goal while it's on fire. So I don't think that was the case with this. And funny, like, considering some of the other films on here, like Dudley Do-Right or Ed, with the fucking, what the fuck that's supposed to be. I don't know what they say it's supposed to be, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. Like Matt LeBlanc, you have Success of Friends, and the one fucking movie you pick is this fucking thing. Hope you fire your agent for that one. But anyway, Cop and a Half, I didn't think it was as bad as people made it out to be. It's not one of the best kids films out there and such. Like I said, there are issues, but it shows what you can do if you have two capable actors as the leads. A kid who's not irritating, and Burt Reynolds looked like he was having fun. You know, purposely being mad and grouchy, but still a fun nature to him. Yeah, he was fun and he was grouchy, but I never thought of him as an asshole. I just thought of him as sort of a likable grouch, if that makes sense. Oscar the Grouch. Well, yeah, I guess that's the case. Like, you think of Oscar the Grouch, he's a grouchy motherfucker, but you still like him. Same with here. So, rest in peace, Mr. Burt Reynolds. I don't know what happened to the kid, Norman D. Golden II. Again, he didn't do a lot of movies after this. I do wonder if he ever talked with Burt Reynolds again before he passed away. Huh. And again, considering how progressive everything wants to be, what about this? That's pretty fucking progressive. But no one wants to mention that stuff, because apparently, unless it came out last week, it don't matter. Okay. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.